This is one of sport's great proving grounds, a gateway to glory where heroes are made.
Absolutely first class.
28 tournaments spanning 17 countries. It's a 10-month campaign to determine the very brightest prospects in golf.
Oh, and he is right into this. Brilliant. That could just have sealed his promotion. What a way to do it.
Along the way, a chance for the class of 2022 to expand horizons and sample life on tour.
Do you get that?
You got to make greens interesting.
I just always bring my gardener.
Finish the season in the top 20 on the Road to Majorca rankings and secure a golden ticket to the DP World Tour. That's the dream, shared by all who compete on the Challenge Tour.
Standing on the stage, got the whole place rocking. It's popping, no stopping.
We've reached another minor milestone on the Road to Majorca. A 10th straight week of competition since the season resumed back in May. A chance perhaps for the class of 2022 to take stock of progress made and assess what's still to come. The answer to that is plenty of golf, of course. Still on the agenda, a 4-week Scandinavian swing, along with visits to Portugal, Belgium, Ireland, France, Switzerland and the UK. And then there's this week's venue, Germany, the Wittelsbacher Golf Club to be precise, 90 kilometres north of Munich and backdrop to the Big Green Egg German Challenge powered by BCG.
I looked at the schedule and then I realized we had like 15 events now. So yeah, midway. Now you have like every week a tournament and yeah, now I'm back on the grind. You know, I'm playing many tournaments now. I try to play as many as I can. And yeah, it's going to be a grind, especially in the seed.
We're halfway now. I'm in the 9th position, which is good, which is actually more than I anticipated in a few ways. Now we had to kind of change goals because of yeah, our good position now, which is obviously very nice.
You're not wrong there, Freddie. And the Road to Majorca tells the story of the season so far. It's top 20 set to graduate to the DP World Tour come the season's end. Denmark's Oliver Hundebol leads the way, his early season success more than likely already sufficient. But the further down the list you look, the more precarious the position. 75,000 points was the cut-off mark last year, the magic number that separated 20th from 21st. So, for much of the class of 2022, there remains plenty of work still to do. Of course, the surest way to guarantee you're not left on the outside looking in come November would be to win, and why not this week? A thought that had no doubt crossed many a mind as the players made ready at this week's stunning venue. And so to the first tee on Thursday morning, in the company of Kit Alexander.
Rain coming down as Ireland's Conor Purcell, 75th in the Challenge Tour rankings, gets the tournament underway with an iron off the first tee. Dan Brown graduated from the PGA Euro Pro Tour last year. This is his final hole, having started on the 10th. Oh, and he bunts that one in there absolutely beautifully. The sun has now come out, and Mateusz Gradecki also on his final hole, having started on the 10th. 6 birdies and no bogeys to this point, and that will enable him to keep a clean card and get in with an opening round of 6 under par. Tadeusz Tetak, 22-year-old Slovakian in just his 3rd Challenge Tour start of the season. And his 3rd shot here into the par 5 18th. And plenty of action on that one, so a great chance to finish with a birdie. Manuel Alvira for birdie on the 9th, his final hole, this to have come back in 30 shots. That is an absolutely blistering back 9. Opening round of 7 under par for the Spaniard. Tetak to convert the closing birdie. And that is a bogey-free 64 to start for the relatively inexperienced Slovakian. Brilliant stuff on the opening day in Germany.
Elsewhere, a blemish-free first-round 66 moved Poland's Mateusz Grodecki into the mix, alongside Brown in third, the pair trailing just Manuel Elvira and Teddy Tatak at Wittelsbacher. Now, as Challenge Tour venues go, this one has a pedigree, a 200-acre property upon which, so the story goes, the horses of Bavarian royalty were once bred. When it comes to history, though, there's nothing quite like St Andrews, host to last week's final major of the year and to some of our field here.
St Andrews, yeah, I mean, unbelievable place. The atmosphere all week was brilliant.
Jamie Rutherford was one of 8 Challenge Tour members who last week qualified for the 150th Open.
Straight away from as soon as we got there, crowds were busy on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I took the week off before and then I headed up to Scotland actually a little bit early. But then I was quite keen on just easing myself and I didn't want to play too many holes. It's not a golf course you're going to forget very easily, but all the slopes running into the greens and some of the hills in the greens, you really had to chart out where you could and where you couldn't hit it. It was quite that took a lot of the time in the prep really. On the Wednesday I was practicing on the range and Tiger came and pitched up about 20 yards to the side of me, which obviously that for any golfer that's going to take some attention off what I was doing and I certainly watching him, but my coach was there and we were busy doing our own thing. So that was good, yeah. I teed off really late on Thursday and the course played pretty tricky. We had a decent amount of breeze starting out and then it just got drier and drier as well, and it took 6 hours 15 to play. I didn't finish till 10:15 and I shot +1, but I felt pretty good walking off. I felt like I'd hit a lot of good shots and just needed to be a bit tidier. And then the next day, on Friday, I played really nice. Obviously my putting wasn't up to the standard I needed it to be to have a finish that I wanted. Didn't quite have as good a week with my driver as I have been. I've been driving the ball nicely and I just was a little bit off with that. I feel like I learned a lot from the week. I've had some pretty strong weeks starting the year. I just haven't really had the week where I can push myself right up to the top. I know that my game's in a good spot and I feel like I can have a strong end to the season. I think I've got to keep doing the same things and I'm sure there'll be plenty more majors in the future.
We have no doubt about it, Jamie. For now, though, the majors can wait. There were more pressing matters to contend with here at Wittelsbacher Golf Club. Overnight leader Teddy Tatak was at the front of the pack by just 1 stroke, heading into the second round, remember, as we return to the action on Friday morning with Kit Alexander.
Today is Tetak, the overnight leader. Slow start, he was 2 over after 5 today. He's fought back well. This is approach into the par 4 fourth, having started on the 10th hole. Sets up another great chance for birdie. Absolutely spot on with the clubbing. Alejandro Del Rey, Mr. 58, shooting that 14 under par round in last year's Swiss Challenge. Get on down there. Oh yes, using the contours really well to work that in close. He'll have that to move to 8 under. Dan Brown, quiet day for him. 2 bogeys, 1 birdie on the card. This to finish with another birdie. He does, and that moves him back to right where he started this second round. Del Rey's 42nd on the Challenge Tour ranking, so looking to make a move this week. And that one rattles in for birdie, moving him to 8 under par. Mateusz Grodecki, his approach into the 8th. Looking to follow in the footsteps of his compatriot Adrian Maronk. First pole to win on the DP World Tour in Ireland a few weeks ago. Well, that just keeps getting better and better. Five-year-old Elvira. His approach into the 8th. Looking to get himself into double digits under par. And he will have every chance to do so after that superb approach. Gradecki to finish his day with a birdie. Already won the Limpopo Championship in early April. And he slots that in nicely. He is right there in contention once again.
Well, a measured back 9 saw Mateus add one additional birdie on his way home. And it saw the pole into a three-way tie for the lead through 36 holes, alongside the Spaniards Manuel Elvira and Alejandro Del Rey. Everything perfectly poised then, heading into the weekend at Wittelsbacher. After the break, it's father versus son as Jaden Shaper goes head-to-head with caddy and dad. And we'll see which, if any, of our three leaders will crack at the Big Green Egg German Challenge, powered by VCG. Welcome back to the Challenge Tour and to Germany, where the quest for promotion to the DP World Tour continues. Things are nicely poised after 2 days of competition here. 2 Spaniards and a Pole lead the way, but there's no shortage of local interest this week.
The course is in great condition, as always. That's something really special. I would say playing in home soil is always great. Got all the coaches around me that I'm with since, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years now. So having some friends here is always nice and always gives a little more confident boost, I would say.
Winner in Austria the previous week, Mark Hammer would need to go some to make it 2 from 2. Fully 8 shots behind the tournament leaders Gradecki, Del Rey and Elvira as we head to round 3.
Elvira at the opening hole for a birdie. Del Rey has already made his. And he moves to 11 under par. Ideal start for Manuel Elvira. Mateus Gradecki. The unusual putting stance and grip. But it's working for him. The pole goes to 11 under par. Christopher Mivis had a really good start to the season, but a little bit quieter in recent weeks though. That's a brilliant 2 at the 6th. Gets him back to level par for the day. Elvira, big putt here to save his par at the turn. Oh, just gathers enough of the left edge. Little fist pump, you can see he knows how important that is for the momentum. And the Scotsman Daniel Young coming along well at 8 under par. This is 3rd shot into 18. Great opportunity to move to 9 under. T-tack at the final hole for an eagle to get to 10 under par. Oh my word. That is a horrible lip out. The tap in for birdie moves him to 9 under though. Del Rey 1 stroke back of the leaders, Elvira and Gradecki. Oh, he's hit an absolute beauty into the 18th though. That is a really makeable look for Eagle. Here in 2, can he convert for the Eagle? Oh, he does. And he moves to 14 under par. Superb from Alejandro Del Rey, Mr. 58.
Well, his playing partners both followed him in, but for birdies, leaving the Spaniard alone at the top on 14 under. A small glimmer of daylight that could potentially prove invaluable come Sunday. Now, for many in the field, this week constitutes an easy ride. Events in Central Europe mean reduced travel time and familiar surroundings. But for those who hail from a little further afield, it's important to bring along some home comforts.
I've caddied for Jaden since he could walk, when he was playing little junior golf from 4, 5, 6 years old.
Caddies are one of the toughest things to find out here on tour. Something that I have, you could say I've kind of struggled with that, been through a couple of caddies. I keep going back to my dad, don't know why.
I've done it for so long for him that I can separate to a degree of being a father and a caddy.
Good strike. Through junior amateur golf, he was always that competitive dad, wants me to do my best, and when you get older you kind of see the value of that. Sweet, so our usual game, best of 5, closest wins.
Good luck, man.
Good luck. Oh no. You've popped that one. You're lucky you got some bounce on that sandwich. That's pretty much all we used to do, sit on the range, play some games, hit at targets. I remember back at Ibotsi, there used to be boats floating in the water. We used to sit there trying to hit the boats, hitting all the floating targets, but we'd spend most of our time around the chipping green and putting green. It was always a game out there to keep it fun, keep me kind of, as a youngster, interested in it.
This is your skill. Why don't you try something that I've done?
No, what is this now?
I had a pretty promising amateur career. Played provincial football throughout my whole life.
Okay. Sit. Hit the flag.
When I got Jane involved in golf, I let him play soccer as well to learn both aspects.
See, some spin on it. Easy game. That was fun, thanks, man.
And somebody's always going to have bragging rights. Right now, he's got it, but I'll get him back.
Well, unfortunately, that's about as good as it got for Jaden in Germany. The South African never in contention for this title. Realistically, that looked to be heading one of 3 ways come Sunday morning. Gradetsky sharing second spot with Elvira, 1 shot behind Del Rey. Guiding you through the final day's drama, Kit Alexander once again.
Del Rey starting the day with the 1-shot lead after that eagle at 18 in the 3rd round. And he opens with a birdie to double the lead to 2. Elvira on 9. Needs this to stay within 2 of the lead. Superb putt for birdie. 2 brilliant shots to here for Gradecki. He's 1 behind. This for the eagle that would take him into the lead. Boom. Just like that, from 1 behind to 1 in front. The pole has the advantage going into the closing stretch. Tee shot at the par 3 16th for the leader Gradecki. He likes it, does he? Oh, yes, he should do. And that's just about 4 feet for another birdie here on 16. Del Rey for his par. Oh, that's a huge save on the penultimate hole to keep him at 17 under. Gradecki after firing that wonderful shot in. Eagle birdie, what a move from the pole. He's leading by 2 with 2 to play.
Well, that should have been enough to see Mateus home and dry, but would you believe it, the pole's composure failed him up the final stretch. Back-to-back bogeys to close granted Del Rey a stay of execution and forced extra holes.
Alejandro Del Rey has this eagle putt for victory here in Germany. It never quite had the legs or took the break. But that will leave the simplest of tap-ins for a birdie 4. And that means Gradecki must hole his birdie putt to extend this playoff to a 3rd hole. Slides by on the low side, and that means Alejandro Del Rey claims his first ever Challenge Tour title.
Alejandro Del Rey.
I have no words. Like I got to a moment where I thought, I might have lost it in just like 3 holes. I just grinded out, and it was a tough grind at the last 3 holes. And now I just consider like maybe having the chance to be in the top 10 and give it a go. Why not to the final events and push the guys on the top.
Well done indeed to Alejandro Del Rey, our champion in Germany. So let's see how all of that affects all of this, the Road to Mallorca rankings. Well, Todd Clements has made a small move, up 2 spots from 20 to 18, and so has Robin Skio-Sigrist, the Frenchman moving ever closer to the top 10, courtesy of a 4th place finish in Germany. This week's winner is already there. Alejandro Del Rey jumping 32 spots thanks to his German success, while Mateus Gradecki's near miss sees him rise 18 places to 6th. Christian Krogh Johansen still heading in the right direction, as is our man at the top of the pile, Jens Dantorp. And with that, we bid auf Wiedersehen to Wittelsbacher Golf Club. Our next port of call on the road to Mallorca has witnessed its fair share of history too. A former Ryder Cup venue no less, the K Club near Dublin in Ireland. There will no doubt be plenty of crack to be had when the class of 2022 descend, determined to make further gains as the race for promotion to the DP World Tour continues.